Yeah, that's crazy. This is like trying to choose between your kids. Like, it's just not going to happen. Check out how sunlight brings out the colors here. Got bait molds? Question of the day. So, welcome back to the World's Worst Fishing. I'm your host, Chris Jones, and thanks for tuning in for another episode where we play with glitter in our garage. But today we're going to be playing with colors in our garage. We're going to do sort of like a fun little, not necessarily mini-series, but it might turn into a mini-series. We're going to do a color versus, okay? A head-to-head to absolute of the juggernaut morph colors in the entire soft plastic bait community. We have, in one corner, Dead on Plastic's DOPamine. Probably the hottest color release that I can remember in the last year. And then we have the tried and true staple. This is the defending champion of morphs, Dead on Blue Craw. So this is going to be a fun little comparison. We're basically going to run a recipe in each color and then shoot all the same molds across a pretty wide variety of of sizes and styles. Then we're going to let you guys vote in the comments down below. Which one do you think takes the win? So, versus starts now. Alright, time to give our plastic a little bit of a mix. Yeah. And we will be in action soon. We're going to be running DOP Black Label plastic today. Okay, so while we have our plastic cooking up, wanted to show y'all some cool recent work. Yeah, so this is the clear effect, right? We've been doing this for several years now and have a few videos if you're interested, but a layer of clear, a layer of effect, right? It could be color shift powder like this, it could be highlight, it could be regular pearl, hollow shift, and in this case it's a moon dust, and then we have a black backing, okay? Look how it amplifies that. Crazy! So that's the original AI 4-inch mold, and whenever you use clear, and that's Dead on Plastic's black swim bait blend, whenever you use that layer of clear, it amplifies that effect. Almost looks like it has interior lighting. Alright, first recipe up, DOPamine. Now we are at the 2-cup size, okay? So I need to double up how I would normally do this. So 60 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10, 29, 30. There's half. 8, 9, and 10. There's 60. Finally. 4 drops. Chartreuse. 4 and 4 drops Dye in the Dead blue. 1. Come on, baby. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is looking very nice. Oh yeah, that is nice. Sort of that kind of slate green to that really deep, rich purple. I think the chartreuse and the blue added both alter that purple. Oh yeah. And we're going to do the same thing basically for each color today. We're just going to mix up my favorite little recipe for it and just give it one big scoop. That's the half teaspoon size of this big hexagon cut black flake. And obviously today's video is not about what color is better. It's just, hey, which one did you like the most? Kind of doing a head-to-head on 2 of Dead On's most successful colors, simply because it will be a hard call to make. Alright, we have quite a few different molds on the table today, so let's just kind of shoot the ones that we can get. I've got a separate injector in the back because I know I'm going to run out, so here we go. Feeling good? Alright, that's the Kraken right there. And we'll give the Ecto Craw a shot. Alright, and that's probably it for what we can get with one 6-ounce injector. Okay, let's see if we can get these other two. We will see. Got him. This is a cool mold here on the end. All right, let's open that first mold. DOPamine's turn. Here we go. All right. This is a cool worm. Oh yeah. It is a sort of a custom shaky head worm that I got sort of on the, well, totally on the secondhand market. It was a custom mold that a machinist had made for a customer who then, I guess, decided against it. Wow. Yeah, you can really see the kind of purple to green there. That kind of slate green, I love it. My son almost thinks it looks like an army green. Now that's cool. DOPamine and the Craw. It's hard to beat a color that is both kind of green pumpkin and purple at the same time, right? Maybe two of the best bass fishing colors of all time in one. Really cool. The Craw. Alright, moving on. The Ecto Craw. Wow. DOPamine smokes in the Ecto Craw. Wow. Not surprised one bit. Look at that. Let's see if I can get it to focus a little bit better. Wow. That's cool. Alright, 2 more molds to go. Alright, here's a mold that some of you longtime viewers might recognize. Haha, my custom frog mold. I call this one the Florida Frog. Been a while since I've seen this bait on camera here. Every now and then I'll run some of these just kind of, you know, in secret, so to speak, for my personal tackle box. But yeah, I had a custom frog mold made many years ago, and it's still one of my absolute favorite little buzzing frogs. So there it is in DOPamine. Okay, there it is in the HD Craw. That's cool. Man, I'll tell y'all what. DOPamine's gonna be hard to beat. Look at this tray of morph goodness. Yes, sir. That's gonna be hard to beat. Alright, it's Blue Craw's time to shine. Are you up for it, buddy? Let's find out. Blue Craw time. 50 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 29, 30. 9, 40, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 6, 4, 7, 4, 8, 4, 9, 50. Look at that. So 50 drops Blue Craw, and then again, we're going to add blue. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is double blue Blue Craw. Let's give this a little stir. Blue Craw is absolutely amazing, and Travis really nailed it with this one. That's why it is everyone's favorite. The reigning, defending champ of Blue Craws. So yeah, this is going to be a fun little versus, and I might not be able to make my mind up at the end of this, but that's essentially it. Very easy stuff today. All right, now we have our flakes. Now, a lot of times whenever I'm doing Blue Craw, I actually like to add blue flake to it, but we're going to keep both of them pretty much the same in terms of flake. All right, time for Blue Craw. Craw. Man, that's pretty, isn't it? Gosh dang. Woo! And now for the Florida Frog and the HD Craw. I love these old school videos where I just run a bunch of different stuff and get to show y'all lots of bait candy. Okay, blue Craws time. Let's do the first reveal. Oh yeah. Isn't that awesome? Golly. Is blue Craw just unable to be defeated? And obviously, today's video is lighthearted. We're not talking about defeating any color from any manufacturer, but dang, that's awesome. Jeez. I mean, what else can you say other than wowzers? Alright, there we go. We released the Kraken blue Craw style. Amazing. Next mold. Alright, we all know this one's about to hit different. The Ecto Craw, yep. Yeah, baby. Who could have predicted that this would have looked awesome in the Ecto Craw? Focus for me there, darling. Come on. Wow. Alright, let me get them out. Here we go. Blue Craw and the Ecto Craw. Awesome. Alright, time for the Florida Frog. Oh yeah, that's cool. I don't think I've ever done blue Craw in my custom frog, so that is a cool little surprise there. Wow. That's nice. I love how these morphs, you essentially get a tail color without having to use a tail mold or have two colors. I get a brown body and a blue tail, right? Same with the DOPamine from earlier. We got that dark kind of slate green into that beautiful shade of purple, and it's almost like having a free tail mold or a free tail color. Amazing stuff. Oh yeah, you can tell blue Craw, if it's not already obvious in the name. You can just tell blue Craw was made for a crawfish mold. Alright, whew. That is looking good, y'all. Looking good. Alright, now we're going to lay them all out with the DOPamine, and then we'll take one final look, and then I want you guys to leave your comments down below and let me know what you decided. Alright, here is the blue Craw side of the tray. Man, I love how it came out in the frog. I got my saturation just right. Oversaturated, it would look too brown. You wouldn't see as much of the blue. But if you look up here in the nose of the frog, some of that blue is starting to come out where it gets a little narrow. And that's how I know that I really nailed my recipe. The thing about the morph sieves, the gradient of that color change comes from a very delicate balance of the two opposing colors, and if you oversaturate it, sometimes you lose a lot of that morph effect. Same with color shift powders, right? You can oversaturate these and actually kill some of the effect. So I think we did a great job today on both colors. So the big question, which one you going with? Whew, man. This is a tough one, guys. Look at that. That DOPamine absolutely slays in the Kraken. Looks great in my old frog. It really slays in the HD Craw. I mean, heck, all of them. There's not a bad looking bait on the tray. The blue Craw, might have a stronger morph. Just you might see a little bit more of the two colors in it, the brown and blue. Hard to say. DOPamine is darker, so it's going to be a little hard for your eye to distinguish the two. But man, that kind of slate, army green to that purple is fantastic. Let me know in the comments down below. I mean, golly, I could stare at this tray pretty much the rest of the day and probably not come up with a winner of my own. This is cool to see things out in sunlight. Brings out different parts of the color. Right, so outside DOPamine looks a lot more green, and Blue Craw, to me, always sunlight brings out the brown in it. Always see a lot more of the brown. I guess it's that orange really coming through. Isn't that nice? Really nice there. We released the Kraken. Alright, this was no joke today. Insane. I mean, just two of the best colors. What else can you say? There's a reason why these are so much fun to play with, because they give you that morph look, two different looks, two different colors. You essentially get that free tail color out of it, and you just never stop having fun with colors like that. So if anything to take away from today's video, definitely check out morph effects. Dead On has a lot of great morph effects. There's other great morph effects. Some people call, others call them changeable effects, things like that, or chameleon effects. So just be on the lookout for those terms, and you can probably have a lot of fun with these types of pigments just across the board. Today's examples obviously from Dead On Plastics. So yeah, this was fun. A little friendly head-to-head between two absolute monster colors. Absolute, as good as it gets. And that was super fun. So if you want to see more kind of versus between pigments, powders, molds, fun little head-to-heads like this, let me know also in the comments below. However, y'all have got a job today. I want to know, which one do you think took the win? Team DOPamine, Team Blue Craw. We'll see you in the next video.